Welcome to the Queens on Decks, where I interview female DJs from around the world. I am Michelle Miller, your host of the Royal Queens Rising podcast. We share our inspiring stories and secrets to our success. Welcome, I'm Michelle, DJ RunDat. Today I have DJ Kristin of RDJ Rocks for another episode of the Queens on Decks, where I interview female DJs from around the world. Kristin, so happy to have you back on the show. Welcome.
Yeah, so happy to be here with you.
How's it going?
Oh, just this crazy world we live in. But, lots of good things. I'm working on just some, marketing pieces, sales pieces, trying to figure out equipment. We've got our new website launching. So I'm just trying to keep myself busy.
Wow. Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, you manage a whole team of badass female DJs.
Yes.
In Florida, there's a lot more going on there than my time. You've been so active online, collaborating street leaders, leading. Oh, it froze. I'm back. Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
I can. Oh, all right.
Don't we love the live virtual world, right?
Man, every time it's something different. Yesterday it would not let me live stream it into Facebook. Today it will. So,
We just got to roll with it, folks.
Exactly. So tell me a little bit about what have been some of the positive things for this changing times, whatever we want to call it.
I know, right? I think, the word that comes to mind right now is innovation, which I don't know why that's what I'm thinking. But, I think that with kind of this, being forced to pause, during a certain amount of time frame has opened up white space for, just to rethink. I mean, look, who would have ever thought that we'd be doing so many interactions with these live streams with each other? So it's so great. And, even though we can't really control broadband, it kind of is what it is. It's the same thing when we do our live events. A cord might go out or a microphone might go out. So I think it's definitely forcing us to think outside the box and learn things new that we've never done before. It's also, I love being able to see my DJ friends across the US and learn and be inspired by them, and kind of, grow us. And, even if it's not growing by numbers, it's growing by oh, cool, I saw DJ RunDat, do this kind of mix when she went live. Maybe I should try that. I'm not used to it, So I love being able to do that. And, I'm such I gotta keep going. So I really can't sit still. And so there's been so many times where I'm like, okay, my to-do list is done. What do I do now? And then I just make something up, whether that's freshening up a website or, cool, I saw that DJ so-and-so had this thing called a media kit. Maybe I need one of those. I'm going to create one of those. And then I end up creating one for each one of my girls. And, so that's been kind of cool because, normally in a time where we're just so busy doing events every single day that there's no time to really work on our craft, whether that be the performing side or, our mixing or our technique or things like that. So that's been really unique. And I really enjoyed that too. So.
Yeah. So that's a lot of positives. I feel you, having this time to slow down, work on the passion projects, really was refreshing. Things are not really opening up here in California. I think similar probably to Florida, but they're just not letting us do anything.
That's funny. I was talking to somebody earlier and, I feel like our state, they really didn't force us to lock down, except in the very beginning. And now like things are just kind of up in the air. So like, you know, for us, we have been back to doing events since June. But even now, we're kind of like, I mean, I don't want to say we're like open, but like we're straight open. So, you know, we had 4 or 5 events this past weekend. So that's been great. And, you know, knock on wood, we've been able to stay really safe, which I love. And, you know, for all of us who get energized by doing our events, I love it because it fills my soul again to be able to be in front of people. And, you know, luckily everyone's been able to do it safely. So I'm so grateful for that, for sure.
Yeah, that's important. Yeah, you just never know what you're gonna get. I've seen a lot of different DJs sharing their experiences online, and really all we can do is prepare the best we can and do our part, keep us safe, our guests safe, and have fun. Have fun. I mean, it's really what's important.
Yeah, I love it. I've also been able to connect with more DJs across the US. And so like, and been able to give them opportunities to DJ here in Florida if they're like bi-coastal. So that's been kind of cool. You know, as a multi-op, which, you know, but for those of you watching, if you don't know, a multi-op means it's a multi-operation, meaning I have more than one DJ, more than just myself. So, you know, I've got girls that I train, but then I also have subcontractors. One of my girls is from New York. So I love being able to start booking her on things in like December and January, because I don't know if they're going to open fully up there, you know? So that's been really exciting. Yeah. And, you know, I think the biggest thing on my plate right now is kind of upping what our kind of looks like when we set up. Investing in a little bit more equipment to be able to offer to our clients, and then figuring out what recruiting and hiring looks like for 2021. That's different. So
yeah, wow, boss mama. You're gonna need a bigger team with all these reschedules and
it's quite overwhelming, I won't lie. But we've slowed down a little bit. Which is great, meaning the number of requests have slowed down, but I am starting to see some people in spring of 2021 a little bit concerned and wanting to move. So that makes me a little bit nervous. But at the same time, we still have people calling us to book new events in spring. So it's like everyone kind of has their own way of looking at things right now. So it's interesting, that's for sure.
yeah, absolutely. So what do you think is like something that maybe every DJ in quarantine should be doing? Any piece of advice?
Ooh, that's a good question. Okay, so if you're asking me that today, here's what I think, and this answer would have been different 3 months ago. So I'm going to give you the today answer. I think that at this point, you know, we're in fall of 2021. I think we all need to start thinking along the lines of, you know, in general, people book a DJ 6 to 8 months out, right? Maybe 8 months to a year, right? And we even are getting bookings for next fall. So I think our mindset, we should start to shift and think, okay, what are we doing right now as DJs and in our business to affect the outcome of next summer and fall? Right? So like in my head, I'm like, I'm chill. Like we're kind of slow right now. It's manageable. But like, I need to be working on like social media content and relationship building. And, you know, if you think about it, guys, you know, half the world lost their job. So they're either going to be starting a new job or starting their own business. So you're going to see new people out in your local industries. Maybe the relationships you had with local venues are no longer going to be there because the person that you built a relationship with is no longer there. So I think we need to be thinking about what relationships are we building right now so that, you know, we can keep our businesses going a year from now.
Yeah, that's really good advice.
That's kind of like where my mind has been. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I didn't even think about that until, you know, some of the recent conversations have come up with people in my local market. Because for us in Florida, Wedding shows are going to start coming back this month. We've got networking events that are starting to open up. And so there are so many new faces that I'm just like, hey, I'm Kristin. Nice to meet you.
Well, nobody could compete with that personality.
Aw, thanks, Boo.
Yes. Ah, well, thank you so much for being on the show again. And I really love everything that you're doing. And thanks for being a role model and a mentor and a leader in the industry. I love all your branding. So I'm excited to see what you're going to be doing next with your website because I already thought it was like one of the best.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah. And how can everybody find you online?
So you guys can find and connect with me personally anywhere on any platform at Meet Kristin, which is Kristin. And if you want to check in on the things I'm doing with the company is everywhere at Our DJ Rocks.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for tuning in and thanks for being on the show. And bye for now. Bye. Oh.
Go to my website to claim your free gift, a digital copy of my best-selling book, How to Start a DJ Business. www.djrundat.com. Follow me on all social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch at DJ RunDat. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. To learn how you can book me or work with me, go to my website or email me at michelle@djrundat.com.